What's cracking? It's your boy Trey Gear back with another tutorial. This one's like a FIVIO foreign pop smoke type drill tune. A lot of the elements of drill I covered in the last video, but I'm going to spill some secret sauce for you guys today. So without further ado, this is the final beat. Right, so I'm going to break down the beat for you guys. We started off with the basic piano melody, which is this. Kind of standard, you hear that in tons of drill stuff. Then we moved to adding some percussion. And if you watched my last video, you'll know that I have one basic hi-hat carrying most of the weight, which would sound something like this. Again, that's very typical of drill music, but as well as having the hi-hat doing the basic groove, I throw a few hi-hats around the sides and just have them creating different syncopated rhythms. There's 3 hi-hats in this one and they give us this overall. Okay, so you can hear it's way more interesting than if we just stuck with one hi-hat. So that with the melody is this. I should say as well, the piano melody kind of switches up for the verses, so it's a bit more like this. That melody's kind of better, so we start with something more straightforward and then it builds into that. So we've got the percussion, we've got the melody. Next, we had to throw in some kicks and claps, and that gives us this. Okay, so we got our melody, we got our percussion, we got the kicks, claps. Next, we added the 808. And I should probably make some videos in the future going into detail about each of these elements. But let me play you the beat with the 808. And if you watch the last drill video, you'll know that 9 times out of 10 I have the 808 either following the kick drum pattern or doing something alongside the kick so it creates some sort of relationship between them. So if I just solo off the kick and the 808, we get this. That's pretty much most of the beat. I'm going to play you what we've got so far. Okay, and again, if you watch my last video, you'll know that I've kind of touched on the fact that a lot of drill beats have something going on in the background, some flavors in the background, and it's sometimes hard to pinpoint what those things are. One of the ways I like to do it is to reverse my melodies and throw that over the top. This is where the secret sauce is going to come in. Stay locked. Okay, so what's cracking? So we've got the basic piano doing this. And then we got the secret sauce doing this. And together we've got this. Okay, so just to give you guys an example of this new trick that FL's blessed us with. If our main melody was doing something like this. Okay, so if our melody was doing that, I could record this melody and then just reverse what I've recorded and throw that underneath. And it will sound interesting. I kind of did that in the last video, but it won't be following these notes because we would have reversed it. So it will effectively be playing the melody back to front. So the notes will be more doing this type of thing. And again, you can get some interesting effects doing that. Sometimes you may even want to do that, but this is where the secret sauce comes in. So if I put it back to our old melody, this ain't even the melody that we used for the beat, but this is just my example. If I wanted the effect and the whooshiness of having this reversed, but I wanted it to follow what the main melody was doing, FL has blessed us with this. So if I go to this drop down, go to tools, and go to flip, watch this, accept, boom, it's flipped it for us. If I recorded this and reversed it, we get the reverse effect, but the melody is following exactly how we want it to because we've just flipped it. So when we reverse it, it will reflip it, but with the whooshes going in, which is sick. So this is the piano melody that I wanted. This is how I wanted it to sound. So I kind of wanted that, but I kind of wanted the whooshiness. So I flipped it by just going in, tools, flip, accept. Everything's back to front now. So I ended up with this. That's not the melody we want, but that's the melody we need once we've flipped it and reversed it. So I then brought up an Edison. It was a fresh one, so it was blank. Brought up an Edison, hit record on the Edison. This is recording my voice as well, it's mad. Hit play on the actual piano melody. Obviously, you just want to select the melody itself. You won't have all that talking. This is all me talking. This is the drag and drop button. And I want to drag and drop it, for now, just into my channel rack. Boom, there it is. I'm going to drag that into my main playlist as well. Go into the actual audio clip, hit reverse, and now we got this. Way closer to how we actually need the melody to be working. And again, if I go back to how we actually used it in the beat, to me this just makes the beat sound way less empty and way more interesting. So we've got our melody doing this. We've got our flavors in the background doing this. And together we got this. I've cut out some of the clashing as well by sidechaining it. So we've got our main basic piano, which is staying in the forefront. And I've got the background flavors just being ducked down every time the main piano hits. If I show you what the limiter's doing, the sidechain, you can actually see the waves that are being created by every time the main piano hits. So they're never really clashing too much. And again, if I bring in the whole beat, the reverse melodies aren't really too in your face, but it just makes the beat way more interesting. I've arranged the beat, started with just the melody, we've brought in the percussions, then we've made a little drop, and we've got this. Okay, so you can really hear that Pop Smoke, FIVIO foreign type sound going on. I've used some little piano runs as well if I just solo off one of those. Stuff like that going on just to create more flavors in the background. And I've used some strings as well. I actually used the reverse secret sauce on these strings as well. So I laid out the melody and how I wanted the melody to actually sound. I then flipped it, recorded it, and then flipped the recording back to the right way around. So we get this. That's the wrong bit. There we go. That's just cellos. Get yourself a good cello VST. I used, what did I use? I think it was Contact or East West, one of those two. That's that Pop Smoke. Yeah, so boom. Big up everyone who's locked in. Let me turn this music off so you can hear me. We're starting off small, but I love each and every one of you guys. And stay tuned for more secret sauce being spilled. Let me play you the beat one more time on the way out.